Merry New Year.
Merry New Year. This was definitely an interesting Christmas, but I think, from what I've heard from you and what I've told you, we made the best of it, all things considered.
What'd you get?
Oh, we're just going to go right into it. Okay, cool.
I don't... Everybody knows how, yes, it's Christmas. Yes, we celebrate Christmas. Congratulations. Cool. What'd you get?
All right, so I'm just going to go in order of what I have in front of me. My ex-wife actually got me this comb because I told her I wanted a wooden comb, and this is a switchblade wooden comb. So I'm
fancy.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. So that's one. My fiance made me not one but two ties. This is my favorite one. This is a tie of the Office characters. She made this, and it even has kind of like a plaid. You can't really see it. Oh, there it goes. It's got a plaid inlay on the inside. So very, very fancy. She just needs to add another little thing here so the other dangly bit. That's weird. But the other dangly part can have a place when the tie is tied. But
just get a tie clip.
I don't like tie clips. I don't have a reason. Moving on.
Okay.
This is the gift I didn't think I would ever get. And I would love to be able to demo it live, but I didn't charge the battery. Essentially what it is, though, is, don't laugh at me. Essentially what it is, though, is a stabilizer for my iPhone or any phone.
That's cool.
Works on Android and iOS. And it's a gimbal. So I could put my phone into these clamps right here. And I can, walk around. And instead of the phone being all jittery and everything, this destabilizes that, or rather it stabilizes it and counterbalances the jitteriness. And it's a nice, smooth walkabout, which I'm very, very happy about. You and I saw this at CES at least 3-4 years ago, and I don't know if you remember, but I kept on asking those very wonderful Chinese people, "Hey, can I take this to review?" No, but I will review for you. No. This is one of the companies that I wanted to review. So
honestly, my biggest memory with the gimbals from CES was when they'd turn it on and the batteries were low, so the gyro wouldn't work, so the camera would just spin as fast as it could, just in place, terrifyingly fast, you don't want to put your hand in it kind of deal.
Like a blender.
Yeah. No, that's what I remember.
Yeah. No, this is, I've already tested it out. I did charge the battery, which I guess means that the battery doesn't last all that long, or at least I forgot to turn it off. I don't remember. But I will say this: the app does have the ability to follow your face. So if you do one of these things, the phone will tilt accordingly to make sure that your face is in frame. So I was definitely very happy with that. Yeah. So I'm gonna mess around with that a little bit more. My daughter got a new bike, so later today she and I'm gonna hopefully teach her how to ride a bike, and I'm going to use that the gimbal to record it all. So that'll probably go up on my Instagram or something like that. Instagram / Lazy Tech Tony.
Get it, dude.
What about you? What'd you get?
I got a minky robe.
Ooh, okay. Do you have another robe, or is this the robe of robes for Quinnton?
I only own one robe, and the reason I own the one robe is because it's super comfy.
Oh.
It's like a blanket, but it's a robe. Yeah. But it's a blanket, but it's a robe.
I gotcha.
And it has a hood.
So you could look like a Sith Lord.
Yes, basically. But in minky. So a very comfortable Sith Lord.
I gotcha. Well, that's... what color?
Gray.
I am a comfy Sith Lord. Bow to me.
I'm a comfy Sith Lord. It's Hoth, but I'm warm and cozy.
Hot chocolate? Yes, please.
I got one of those life straws.
Oh, so the straws that you could be camping and you could just sip out of a creek and it would filter out all the bacteria,
the nastiness. Yep.
How safe do you think that is? Like, how true to its advertisement, its marketing, do you think that is?
Well, that's going in my emergency kit.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that if I ever needed to use it, that I wouldn't die from using it.
I mean, that's fair enough to say.
The whole purpose of having it is to prevent death.
Yeah, please don't die.
I also was given this stand for my ring from Destiny.
Ooh, fancy.
Right?
That is a nice stand.
My sister-in-law made that from scratch.
Out of what?
Concrete.
How do you make it out of concrete?
What do you mean?
So, I genuinely don't understand. Did she put it into like a mold?
Yeah, she made a mold and then got concrete and then poured it in the mold.
I found concrete on the ground. I found this piece of like this sidewalk.
You're walking along. There's a pyramid.
And what can I make this out of? Oh, a pyramid. Click, 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 click. Here you go, Quinnton. Like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, you go along. There's just a pyramid-shaped hole in the ground. What happened? Don't worry about it. It's just I needed a Christmas gift. We said homemade.
That's funny.
I got clips for my my green screen from a good friend of mine.
I'm glad that it's not flapping in the wind, so to speak. We should look at lights for you next, but I'm glad to see that they're going to good use. I think I've said.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think I've said this story before, but back when I was very, very young, my father used to have a bunch of analog clocks in his office that showed the different time zones, and to me that was like the epitome of like success, just to have clocks that show different time zones. So when I was in high school, I did the exact same thing. Very nerdy, I know, but I wanted to emulate my dad. Since I've obviously grown up and moved out and blah, 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 I don't have that anymore. But my fiance bought me 3 analog clocks to do that exact same thing. I got the first one. I don't know what the other 2 look like, but the first one looks like a Rubik's Cube. So it's I'm going to be able to have these clocks that have a very kind of geeky, nerdy kind of feel to it, but I'll still, be able to put them into whatever time zone I want. So obviously Pacific, maybe New York, maybe London. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited.
That's awesome. I obviously like kind of buried the lead on this one, but did get also a gun. I got a handgun, which was pretty cool.
Look at this, guys. I'll go away. I'll go away here. Look at this handgun. So
it's a Glock 17.
Oh. I thought it was a Glock based off of the little logo that I saw.
Dude,
there.
So when I first saw the box, like I just read lock. I didn't notice that like the outer surrounding was a G. So it was not registering, and I was like, is this like a locking thing, like a lock kit or something like that? And then I open it and I'm like, that's not a lock. I'm like, holy shit.
Nikes. Seriously. That's so that is that's your very first firearm, right?
Yes.
All right. That's exciting, man.
Yeah. No, it's substantial. Is the way I would describe it.
How heavy is it?
It's a decent weight is the way I would describe it.
Okay.
Like it's where you want it to be. It's definitely not like some of the pistols that I've handled in the past where you pick it up and it's like, oh, no, this is too light.
Like, oh, how cute. It's a pistol for ants. And of course, we practice safe gun ownership. Here.
Oh yeah, that lock that you saw in the photo is very much attached.
Yeah. So, but I wanna ask. Now, does this encourage you to want to go out to the gun range a little bit more? I know you have kind of a janky one, which is around the corner. Then you have the really, really nice one, which is maybe around another corner. Do you feel like you would be one of those individuals that would buy a season pass to the gun range is what I'm getting at?
You know, I actually was on the website because I was looking for something else. Because when I get big gifts like that, I'm like, what accessories go with the gun? Like, I can think of a holster, right. And then it's like, what else? What goes with the gun? It's like, a
compressor.
Yeah, like what goes with it? So I'm looking online, and I went to the website of the gun range, and they were talking about their memberships. Their memberships are so expensive.
Oh, really? But do they include endless amount of ammunition or anything? Like, is there a benefit to the higher tier memberships?
Let's see. I think I still have it open. For their most basic plan you have unlimited access to the 25-yard range. You have free ear protection rental and a free hat, and it's a $400 for a year.
Well, now hold on. You're getting a free hat out of the deal, so.
My gosh. No. And then their their premium plan comes with free 25-yard, 100-yard, and clay pigeon range fees, free ear protection, free hat, 20 free guest passes, 1 free machine gun rental on your birthday, unlimited free gun rentals, excludes machine guns, obviously, right. 10% off on accessories, 25% off on targets, and a free front sight diamond membership, whatever that is. But that's $1,200 for a year.
Balls.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, whew.
Yeah, you might want to work your way up to that one, Quinnton. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if you necessarily
you gotta really, really love going to the range at that point. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But boy, howdy, you have got to love going to the range.
No, I agree. I think the one benefit out of the membership that I read was the guest passes. But the guest pass doesn't include ammo, right? So
right.
Is this the really beautiful gun range that you went to? All right. Yeah. That makes sense. That looks like a lodge. That from what I saw, it looks like a freaking resort in the lobby. Like, they take care of that place.
Yeah, no, that place was
that place. You
really
don't have to worry
pretty.
about some crackhead coming in I need ammo. I'm like, oh god.
Sorry, what was that again?
You heard me. Yeah, we heard you, but we didn't understand you. Oh, okay, I'll go then.
Oh, comes in the store. I need ammo. Look, click, 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 click.
I'm all out.
That's when he gets tackled.
Yeah, definitely. Do they have security guards there?
I mean, I would imagine pretty much everyone's a security guard. I don't know a way to describe it.
I know what
they're behind the counter with ammo and guns and
I
clips
know what
and
you're alluding to. I get it.
I don't think they really they're probably all versed in self-defense, and so I don't know. A actively open gun store is not exactly my first place of yes, let's go try to rob that.
You'd be surprised how many people try it. It's
aha! I am holding you at gunpoint, and then half the store, customers included, hold you at gunpoint, and you're like, oh, this was a mistake.
There's a statistic for it, right? It's more than just a blip on the radar. Have you ever heard of Battlefield USA in Vegas?
Maybe that sounds not unfamiliar, but that's all I've got for you.
It's one of those and DJ Rude, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's one of those places where if you've ever wanted to shoot a gun that you've played in a video game, let's just say, but there's nowhere in your state of Utah, my state of California, that you can feasibly go safely and shoot this immense, almost tank of a gun. This is the place you can do it. I think.
Are they the ones that have the Gatling gun?
Yeah. Yeah, but
isn't it like $100 for a 2-second clip?
Probably that's kind of how it comes down to it.
Well, you think about how much ammo goes into the Gatling gun, and the Gatling gun uses how many rounds per second.
Well, to put it into perspective, DJ Rue says that they have a tank that you can actually run over a car with the tank, but it does cost you $5,000.
Oh my gosh!
So if you ever win $5,000 from the slot machines in Vegas or whatever, and you're like, what do I do with this? That's what you do with it.
There you go. Don't pay off bills.
Don't pay off bills.
Don't build a new computer or anything.
You do the once in a lifetime experience. Actually, I mean that it does lend a little bit of credence. Like if I had a one-time experience, would I run over a car? Do I get to pick whose car it is? Do I run over a car with the tank, or do I go jump out of an airplane? Like what one time? This is the last time and the only time I would ever do this. What would I do with that $5,000? I don't know.
Well, if I had to absolutely blow it, I'd spend the $5,000 and get enough ammo on that Gatling gun. Like, okay, it's two seconds for $100. Cool. Here's $5,000. Let me like have just so much ammo, and let me lay into like a car or something. I want to obliterate a car with a Gatling gun.
Yeah, so the best way for you to take full advantage of a place like Battlefield USA is to have not really nepotism, but favoritism from a family member. Because DJ had a nephew that used to work there.
Oh boy!
Apparently, they allowed us to shoot any gun. They just had to pay for the ammo. So holy shit! Seriously. That's a freaking like wonderland for you right there. But you got your gun, I got my clock. Seems pretty even there.
See, you could have gone so much better. You got your clock, I got my Glock.
Oh, but yeah, whatever.
You missed the joke there, friend.
Yeah, and we could edit that in, but I'm not going to.
Spoiler alert! Now,
so Mandalorian, I kind of wanted to wait for the whole series to be available. And then a week or two ago, you said, no, just watch it now. And then the last episode showed up last week, which was very apropos. I was able to catch up, and let's discuss. And while you discuss, let me bring my notes up, because I actually took notes for this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you go.
Look at me go.
So are we just talking about season 2 then? Because season 1 was like a year ago?
Yeah.
Or whenever it was. I don't know when it was.
Okay, in season 1, we get introduced to the child and the Mandalorian, who's not really a Mandalorian. Like he's inducted into the into this
well, it still counts, like,
and it's a cult though, right? Like that's what we found out there, the like super alt right.
No, it's a creed.
Okay, it's a creed. But it's a creed that nobody and then the vast majority of Mandalore doesn't really follow anymore, right?
Well, it's a creed, and there's different like what do you call it with like
sex?
Yeah.
Not SEX. SEC.
Yeah, SEC. Yeah.
S. Sections.
Yeah. Yeah, there's different sections of the Mandalorian deal.
Oh, I'm looking for my notes, and of course, I should have put them in my podcast notes, and I didn't think I put them in my podcast notes. I put them in my podcast notes. Okay, go on. All right.
Anyway,
so season 2.
Yeah, season 2.
Overall, did you see how season 1 was shot? Like from a cinematic point of view, like their virtual camera that they used.
Virtual camera?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So, in a lot of cases, the background was virtual, and the only the background was CGI, and was placed in real time depending on what the camera was looking at.
Interesting.
I highly recommend that you go on YouTube and check this out. I mean, in fact, I'll go look it up right now.
No, you're fine. I'm
gonna go look it up.
Okay. Season 2 was amazing. This show is just amazing. Like, for one, the return of Boba Fett, my favorite character in all of Star Wars. Are you kidding me?
Seriously. So Boba Fett, you saw him pop up in the first episode, and you're like, wait, that's the same actor that played one of the clones. They're not gonna talk about him at all. And he like goes away. What? Is he just gonna pop up and then go away?
Yeah. No. For a second, I was like, there is a possibility of it being a clone because we know there are clones alive.
Right.
But I was like, because I didn't want to get my hopes up is the thing. I was like, it's Boba Fett, but I don't want to convince myself that it's Boba Fett and then find out that it's a clone and be really sad that it's not Boba Fett. All right, what do you got?
Just to kind of show you guys, this is what I'm talking about. Look at that. So the camera has the fake background built into the camera software, and there are some practical effects, obviously, but based on what the camera is looking at, like all this, that's all real time. It's amazing how they were able to do that, because they didn't have to, they saved a lot on production by doing that.
That's pretty cool. They kind of dropped the lead on that. He comes back in a few episodes later when they're going to the temple, and oh my goodness, the Slave One comes into view.
Yeah.
Like, I screamed. I was like, oh my gosh, there's only one person that flies that ship.
That ship. Right.
And the best part, in my opinion, is they're like, he was known as the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy. And they're like, you know what? Let's just let him own that title. He didn't come in and was like, hey, give me my armor. Oh, here's your armor. They didn't like just make him kind of like, oh, he can shoot good or something like that. No, he's like beating the life out of stormtroopers. And it was the best thing ever.
It was brutal. Super brutal. Like, because if you think about the amount of times that we've seen Boba Fett, he barely had that much screen time, and when he did, his jetpack screwed up on him. Like he, like in the past, it was more of the lore, the legend of Boba Fett that got everybody like super into him. But his screen time was like he's really not that good of a bounty hunter. But now, at his age, after he dealt with the Sarlacc pit and everything, like, that guy, you do not want to mess with whatsoever.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, though, like he has more honor than I thought, because he kept to his promise to get the child back to safety with the Jedi.
Right.
He could have said, no, F you, whatever, give me my armor back. Awesome. Thank you. Or rather, he took it back, right? he went back into the ship. He took it back. Put it back on. But he could have said, yeah, I got my armor. I'm just going to leave now. But he stuck by.
Skis.
I was very impressed with that. But also kneecap rockets. Since when? This is one of those things where it's like, okay, I can acknowledge that. All right, maybe they added those abilities to the X-Wings or to whatever, like later on in like the 7, 8, 9 movies or something like that.
What's funny is that was in the complete visual guide to Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so it
calls
there.
out the kneecap rockets.
Oh, wow. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Okay,
they're more dart-like,
so
but
it is canon. And it's been canon for a long time. We've just never seen it.
Yeah, no, it's actually impressive that they, like, I wouldn't say remembered that, but like made call to it when they never needed to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. He's had those for a long time, and yeah, him just being back is the best thing in the world. Oh, and that the episode after where he cleans up his armor, and for the first time ever, we see like Boba Fett with like shiny new armor,
like matte green.
Yeah, I was. Oh,
nice.
I died.
Yeah,
I died. I was. And I'll say what's the actor's name again? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, his voice is to die for. Like, it's so perfect.
Oh, it's dead on too. Yeah, because he wasn't, obviously, for those who don't know, he's not the original actor of Boba Fett, but he kept the growl, and
yeah.
No, it was great. It was right on point.
Yeah, it was absolutely perfect, and it just kills me every time he talks. I'm just like, oh, I love you.
So there was one thing that I kind of liked. They left it in, but I forget exactly which episode and which scene, but I had to deal with these stormtroopers, and I think they're trying to flank them. And one of the stormtroopers was directing the other ones, and he did one of these motions. And it was like a super over-exaggerated motion that just brought me back to the 70s. When you think of 70s action films and action TV shows where they're over-exaggerating things, that's what this stormtrooper did. And for some reason, I loved it. I'm like, you are overdoing, like, cause you're a stunt performer. I feel like you're trying to be seen by other stunt coordinators or something like that, and you're over exaggerating your motion, and it kind of took me out, but at the same time it's like, oh, but in the not lore, but in the with the Star Wars flavor that we're in, that's very much what a Star Wars actor would do.
Right. No, so one thing I did think of is at the very end of the whole series, obviously we see Luke Skywalker come and take Grogu, right?
Wait, so who's Grogu? We need to maybe... Well,
Grogu,
okay.
Grogu is the child. Grogu is the baby. Grogu is baby Yoda. They're getting pushed. They're on the bridge of the... it's not a Star Destroyer. It's the more of a transport ship or whatever. But they're on their bridge, and there's these dark troopers that are pushing their location, and they're breaking in, and it's kind of like, well, we're gonna fight them off, but we're probably gonna lose because they're like invincible killing machines that don't get hurt by pretty much anything. The only reason Mando was able to kill even one was he had to stab it with a spear made out of Beskar. So they're getting pushed. A lone X-wing shows up, which when they said lone X-wing, I'm like, no way.
That's what I said too. I'm like, and I had to think back in like really quickly. Okay, when is this set? It's after 6, before 7, so Luke would still be young. He wouldn't be the old Luke. There's no way that they would bring back Luke, and there's freaking Luke. And a pretty darn good CGI Luke it was.
Right.
Wasn't perfect, but it didn't completely like make me removed from the movie.
Right.
Obviously, it's Disney. They've got the money to do it. We've actually got a good question here. They use Disney has been using their Disney shows to make a lot of characters canon. Do they use the Mandalorian to make Jodo Kast canon? Jodo Kast was a Mandalorian from was it just one of those toys that they were selling? Because I know there was a Jodo Kast toy, but I don't remember him being in any of the TV shows. I
don't remember him being in anything.
Because I thought because there was a toy, it automatically made it canon. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know how their canon rules count, because I know, or I think, Clone Wars, that the animated series, the 3D series, that's canon because it exists. So I'm not sure about toys making something canon.
Right.
I would think. I would think they wouldn't be like mixing Star Wars Legends with canon things in the store. That just confuse everyone.
Can we back up here? Ahsoka Tano? Hello.
Oh, well,
Hello?
Yes.
Oh my god.
No.
Rosario Dawson? Hello.
Okay, hold on 2 seconds before we go to her. The reason I brought him up though. The whole reason I brought up Luke is at the end he comes through the door and there's like literally everyone, right?
Yeah.
Where was Boba Fett in this moment? He took off. That's right. He wasn't in that room.
He wasn't
okay.
in that, yeah.
No, because I was thinking, I'm like, how funny would it have been to have him in that room? Because they probably would have recognized each other. Hey,
I thought you died.
Hey, I'm alive.
Oh,
I thought you died. No.
I just been on Tatooine. You've been on Tatooine this whole time. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Would have been the funniest interaction of the two. Just like, oh, so I'm kind of on your side right now, so we don't have to fight.
Hold. 1 second. I'm just here for the kid.
Yeah. No, but okay, so Ahsoka Tano, oh my gosh.
Right?
For one, like when they were like, oh, we're going to go see a Jedi, I'm like, okay, well, you've got like Cal Kestis, which I think he's alive. We're not 100% sure. But pretty sure he's alive. Obviously Luke. Ahsoka should be alive. And I'm like, so we going to go see.
and then the other Mandalorian says, go see my friend Ahsoka Tano. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
we're gonna see Ahsoka Tano. That's crazy. What's up, JB? I'm doing well. How are you? We're doing well. We're talking about the Mandalorian. Spoilers. Talk about the Mandalorian season 2. So a lot of spoilers are happening. The makeup artistry on her like tails and stuff was right on point. I don't know if it was Rosario Dawson doing all the lightsaber stuff or if it was a stunt double or not. I don't know about that, but nevertheless, amazing job there.
Right,
like phenomenal job there. I don't know. You felt like it was Ahsoka. Like you felt like this is her as the not as like as not a Jedi, but as someone who is older and wiser and
right.
I was just very impressed with her performance, and so she's getting her own show, which is great.
Yeah, so excited.
Yeah, I'm definitely very excited about that.
I'm always curious why in the Star Wars universe, and maybe it's a sign of respect or something like that, when she goes up against I don't remember her name, but it was in that village that was very Japanese and being like controlled and stuff, and she goes against the girl to kind of rescue the village and then also get some information from her. They go to fight, and I'm like, just use the Force and slam her into the concrete as many times as is necessary. Like, just pick her up and just be like, bam, 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 bam. Oh, are you gonna give me the info? No? All right, we'll keep going.
Well, she's not the Hulk, dude. Like
with the Force though, like just.
But if you notice when they use the Force, it's kind of like it's something that enhances the battle. It is not something that is the primary focus of the battle. Hey, thanks a lot for the follow. I got hella excited when I saw a Boba Fett suit. Yeah, that's what we're talking about here. A lot of foreshadowing when you saw Boba Fett's suit, and then Boba Fett kind of like toddling in. It's like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Now Moff Gideon, that actor, I recognize him obviously from Breaking Bad, but from a few other shows. He is amazing. He did
a great job.
His acting like capability is of which that if I ever saw him on the street, I would want to punch him. Only because of how he is in the shows. Not as an actor, not as a person. But I'm like, you ass, you know? He's an amazing actor. He had the dark saber. I was surprised to see that pop up. I first saw that in Rebels.
Okay.
I don't know if it popped up anywhere else, but that's where I first saw
it. Was in Clone Wars.
Was it in Clone Wars? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
I don't remember it in Clone Wars, and I watched all the Clone Wars, so that's my memory being terrible.
It's during like when they kind of focus on Mandalore for a moment. If I remember correctly, Bo-Katan gets the Darksaber from someone who basically gives it to her, and then she rules Mandalore for a very short amount of time.
Oh, okay.
And then is dethroned, I think, by Maul. This is all information that's several months old, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
But so yeah, she gets dethroned by what I believe was Maul. And that's kind of why when Din Djarin, there we go. That's when Mando has the Darksaber and she sees that he's won it. She's like, oh no, and he's like, oh, she has to win it in combat,
right?
And he's like, I'm just gonna give it to her. That's why she's like super like, I can't do that because her last regime under that notion failed.
That makes sense.
And so
now.
That's why it's kind of like, because it's just a story. There's no actual anything with the saber, right? It's just an artifact,
right? Yeah.
But like, it's kind of mentally playing a game with her of like, no. Remember last time you were given it, you got dethroned super fast.
Yeah.
It's going to happen again if you accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something that we're probably going to have to deal with in season 3 is like, she has to get she's going to want to get the Darksaber, and there's only one person that has the Darksaber.
All these years that I've been a fan of Star Wars, I never knew what Moff was. So I looked it up. So for those who want to know, Moff was a rank held by the sector governors of the First Galactic Empire. In the 5th year of the Emperor Palpatine's reign, there were a fixed number of 20 Moffs who answered to the Imperial Ruling Council. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of other things that were listed that I'm not going to go over right now. 'Cause way too nerdy. But yeah, so now I know. And I even know what their rank insignia plaque looks like. 10 colored squares, 5 blue over 3 red and 2 gold. So if you ever want to make your own Moff like insignia just to kind of walk around, now you know what your square's color should be.
I'm going to do it, but it's just going to be the entire front of my shirt. Like, not just like a little insignia. It's going to be like a wraparound, like, gargantuan thing.
Well, then, like, true Star Wars fans will know, and other people are like, oh, that's a nice pattern.
That's an interesting choice in patterns. Yeah, it's because I'm better than you. What?
What? You heard me. 20 push-ups. Wait, what? I just want to buy a computer. 20 push-ups and 10 sit-ups. What's going on here?
I don't like this game. Stop.
How did you feel about when Mando removed his helmet? Not when he saw it, when he like showed it to Grogu. That was super touching, and that brought a tear to my eye. I'm talking about when they were in the Imperial base and he had to take it off to unlock the computer.
I think I don't remember what his name was. The guy that they had rescued, and he was the guy with all the Imperial codes.
That's the actor.
He said it best of like, all these things are great and traditions, but when the going gets tough, like you got to make some choices that aren't great and maybe go against those things. But we're all just here. We're all just trying to survive.
Yeah.
I rewatched that episode because I was curious when he was like, I never saw your face, if he had ever like not looked at Mando, but he did. So I think he was just saying that to be nice, but he very much like did make what looked to be eye contact with him a couple times with the Imperial officer that was there. There was a couple times he kind of looked over at him like, oh no, that kind of thing. The friendly, oh dear, what troubles have we gotten ourselves into?
Right. Oh darn.
Yeah. No, that whole episode was just amazing. All of them, honestly. There's not one episode. That's the thing with this show is like
season.
all of the episodes. I'm just like, I'll watch all of them again. I don't care. Out of order, in order, I don't care. Just play them all. Go for it. Yeah. It's gonna be amazing.
It was an amazing season. I cannot wait for season 3. They had a good amount of Wilhelm screams in there, which was nice. There was one point that I noticed, and it had to do with a bomb. I don't remember which. I'm sure it was like toward the end of the season.
Okay.
But there was an explosion, and right before the explosion, everything muted.
You're talking about I think it's sonic imploders from the back of the back of the Slave One.
I think so. Yeah, because everything muted. And if you remember, I think it was in episode 8 when they did that as well too. And that made everybody in the theater go, "Oh no, I think the sound is out. Oh, there's the sound again." I liked it. I thought it's a cool effect.
No, the sonic imploders have always done that because we've seen the sonic. I think that's what it's called, but we've seen that weapon in episode 2, and it is, in my opinion, the best sounding weapon in all of Star Wars ever because it sounds so cool, and the way it just like shreds the 2 TIE fighters that are chasing them like they're paper is like, this was so overkill and so not necessary, but they are very dead.
But I love it. Bring it on.
that is one of my favorite sounds in all of Star Wars. And the moment that little like thing, the bomb bay or whatever you want to call it, opens and you see it like arm itself, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, that is the best weapon ever. Yes, use 8 of them. Go.
I really feel like you and I should at least watch one episode together, because all the times that you're telling about your freakouts, I was also having, like, when I get excited about a TV show, I don't outwardly go, "Oh my God!" There was only one time I did that, and that's when Luke walked in. But for the most part, when I get excited about something, when we first saw the Slave One, or when I first saw Ahsoka Tano, I was more internal, like going crazy. But outwardly, you just see me on my bed watching something on my tablet. So I would love to watch one of the next episodes of season 3 with you. We'll somehow start it at the same time. I don't know. Maybe we'll do it over Discord, because I would love to be a part of your excitement, because I feel like I missed out on your excitement.
Yeah, I was told a couple times to hush during the during the final episode when Luke was coming in. Oh yeah, I was losing it. I was like, oh my gosh. The way he just like the final dark trooper that he just crushed in on itself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My goodness.
That was phenomenal.
That's the best thing. Because he's like, I'm not even gonna waste the energy to kill you with this saber. I'm going to destroy you. Oh my goodness. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Obviously, it sounds like both Quinnton and I are very excited for season 3. Let us know in the comments down below and on our Instagram what you guys thought about The Mandalorian. Is there anything else that you want to say before we head out, Quinnton?
Have you guys a great New Year, and I hope you had a Merry Christmas. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. You can follow me on Instagram and Xbox at Firewall.
You guys can find me those places under Lazy Tech Tony. You can follow both of us under the Still Recording Podcast on Instagram. We also have a Discord. Check out the link in the description below here on Twitch or on YouTube. And until the next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Later.
Bye, guys.
Heart.